time you think of me, your heartbeat is prominent. It's astounding how your rhymes be sounding. Ears just be pounding. I'm reigning supreme in all your dreams when you find it necessary to include me in your commentary. I'm major. Every time you wake up, you sign it best like you to one pager. Yeah, I'm major. When you keep sending me a hey girl, I'm major procedures. My gifts and talents can't be repeated. I'm dominant, I'm prominent, I'm significant, I'm relevant, I'm major. I'm major. I'm major. Every time you wake up, you sign it best by you to one pager. Yeah, I'm major. When you keep sending me a hey girl, I'm major procedures. My gifts and talents can't be repeated. I'm dominant, I'm prominent, I'm significant, I'm relevant, I'm major. I'm major. Every time you wake up, you slide it past my you to one pager. Yeah, I'm major. When you keep sending me a hey girl, I'm major procedures. My gifts and talents can't be repeated.
What up, what up, good people? How y'all doing this evening? I hope y'all doing well. I hope you got your glass of wine because I have mine. Let me tell you, nah, but for real, will be brought to you by Barefoot Apple Wine. Super producer is about to chill out. But y'all come on and say something in this chat. What up, no name? Listen, if I can't depend on nobody, I can depend on you. Okay. I got a friend in you. That's what I'm talking about. Uh yes. It's not but for real time. Uh y'all get on in this chat. Y'all say good evening. I'm gonna say good evening back. I'm gonna get ready to bring up my co-host because listen, it ain't nothing like having a sister, okay, lift you up. And this one right here, this one belong to me. You got to get your own. This one here, this one mine's.
Thank you, darling. Sister.
Oh, yes, girl. My goodness. Winters, you are looking great again. As I said, Winters is down like 63 pounds and she looks beautiful.
And I'm trying to get like you, baby, because you's giving it to us tonight, baby. You are slaying for the gods, baby.
Get close to the camera so I can let the people see the skin.
You slaying, baby. You slaying.
You know how you get the skin? You drink your water and mind your business. That's how you get that skin. Drink your water,
smooth skin,
and mind your business. Yeah. That's what I do. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. You gave thumbs up. Thank you, Mouse Toes. If you would, please, if you're entering the chat, please say hello and like, share, and subscribe. Let everybody know that your girls, your good girlfriends is on. Okay? Now, this is a special edition of Nah But For Real because myself and Wentz, I feel like this is a joint effort. This is a collaboration. So I don't make all the majority of decisions, even though this is all in the queue. I like to collaborate with people. And when I do, they get an input as well. So I was talking with Wentz and I said, Wentz, maybe we should do a special edition of our show and talk about the election because everybody has talked about an election and we should take our turn together talking about the election. But let y'all know, I still have articles that we're going to talk about in this conversation. Okay. So we're going to talk about articles in this. I also have a video that we're going to watch. Shout out to my business partner, Menu with Opinion, Q Pinion coming at you. So I have a video produced by Q Pinion. Let's see. What up, though, ladies? Friday night just got paid. Party hot.
Martell, was that Martell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, payday Friday is always great. Yes, it is. Yeah. What's up, First Lady? What's going on? How's New Zealand doing, child? I don't know. When they hit me up, you're going to be the first to know. You know, somebody came on my page in the comments trying to check me about that. And you know, I had time today. So you go check out that comment that I gave them back because I had time. Let me tell you something. Just because the super producer is nice and she mind her business, don't think if you come over here to this page, I'm not going to get you all the way together, because I am. Okay?
Period.
Because I feel like, because y'all have this president-elect Donald Trump, a lot of y'all have got it twisted. Because you can still get your clothes folded while you still in them.
You woke up and chose violence the last couple of days.
Press that button, because listen, I don't mess with nobody. I don't mess with anybody.
Right. Who's gonna check you, boo?
Listen, First Lady, we don't do checking over here. We do mitigating. Because people be coming over here with the unmitigated gall, and who gonna mitigate me when they come over here to my page? Nobody. Okay? So y'all go over there and check out that little comment. Because that might be the only one you get from Super Producer, but you gonna get it. Don't come over here with no mess.
Oh, Super, you gotta let them know. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show them.
And I did. And I let them know at the end of it that I got time today. What else you want to say, lil stank?
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Okay. Good evening, little mama. How you doing? Mouse Toad said he's slipping on his helmet. Okay, please do. I want you to end up being no test crash dummy. Jesus tables, and I do too. Listen, because there were a lot of tables that I ate at that I should have flipped. Tony Wiggins, how are you? Y'all see how fast that turned? That was crazy.
Hey, Tony.
Let me calm down. It's the wine. Definitely the wine. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to get into this election thing. This is a special edition of Nah But For Real. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to see the video that was prepared by Q Pena first?
Yes,
about this new, okay. Oh, Tony Wiggins, I'm doing beautiful. I have drank my water today. Now
I know she look beautiful, Tony. She looks so beautiful today.
Hey, what up, big up? Okay, we're gonna get into this. For those of you that are just coming in, good evening, Shiva Marie. We are doing a special edition of Nah But For Real. Normally we do, like, bizarre news titles and, things that you haven't seen in the mainstream news. This time we're doing a little bit different. We're doing our reaction, I guess, to President-elect Trump. There was a video that was made by a very dear friend of mine, Menu with Opinion. If you're not subscribed to his channel, please go over there and do so. He is a beautiful soul, and he does some beautiful work. Me and him collaborate on things, and this is something that we collaborated on. And I'm going to play it for you, and then we're going to talk about the election.
Okay.
He's not emotional like Carla.
I get so angry, I'm up here seething. I'm seething. I'm working.
He doesn't promote violent rhetoric.
You want to see me knock the hell out of people backstage?
He's not misogynistic.
What's out there with that very beautiful girl is, I'm not allowed to say that. See the beautiful blonde girl right there?
He isn't a pervert. He ran a respectful campaign.
There's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
He is our new 2024 president-elect.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm
Dark MAGA.
Wow. Well, that's our president again. That's what democracy looks like.
It's definitely what something looks like.
That's what democracy looks like now.
Okay. Y'all let me know if y'all want to see it again. Was it too fast?
No, but you can roll it back. You can roll it back again if you want to.
Okay. Listen, I'm gonna let y'all see it again. I'll let y'all see how I react.
Roll it back.
He's He's not emotional like Kamala.
I get so angry, I'm up here seething. I'm seething, I'm working.
He doesn't promote violent rhetoric.
Do you want to see me knock the hell out of people backstage?
He's not misogynistic.
What's out there with that very beautiful girl is, I'm not allowed to say that. See the beautiful blonde girl right there?
He isn't a pervert. He ran a respectful campaign.
You know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
He is our new 2024 president-elect.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA. I'm
Dark MAGA.
Okay.
Yeah, that is it. There you have it.
Okay.
There you have it.
Hey, Mickey, thank you for being in the building with us. So let's get into it. You can start with the first question. What do we? I know we were talking about a few things. What did you want to discuss?
What went wrong? Like, what went wrong with the Harris campaign? I think that would be something to start with. Like,
Okay.
what went wrong?
So listen, my first thing is that she did wrong, or what I feel went wrong, because the views and opinions expressed on this show are that of the super producer, and who gonna mitigate me?
Girl.
What I think went wrong was she went to all the wrong places. She did not visit any places where African Americans gather. Trump was going to everybody's church. He was hanging out with the rappers. He was on the garbage truck. He did a lot of things that she did not. He touched a lot, I feel like, of the everyday people.
I agree. We seen her a lot here in Flint. In Michigan. Flint, she came a couple of times, her VP came. Detroit, but again, I do agree with you. Trump did a little more. Trump put on concerts down in Detroit. He connected with Trick down in Detroit. Like, he reached the everyday person. When they kept harping on a felon, everybody knows a felon, right? So I don't think that really jolted Americans like it should have.
I really did not feel her connecting. Like, for me, let me just say, because I can say who I voted for, because that's my business. I voted for her, but only because she was the lesser of the two evils.
Right.
And I felt like, if I vote a convicted felon, what is that going to tell my children? What is that saying to the younger generation? It's saying that you can do things wrong and violate laws and violate people, and you're going to be rewarded for it.
Well, in Flint, we've had a convicted felon as a mayor. We've had a convicted felon serve on council.
And how did that work out?
Not too good, not too good. The mayor, he was quite popular, though. He was quite popular. And it does, on the flip side, it does show you, like, I can not be perfect in this political world and still make it.
Now, I agree that it does say you don't have to be perfect, right? But do that mean you have to be my president or my elected official? No. And I'm not expecting an elected official to be perfect. But I'm not sure I'm expecting an elected official to have a rap sheet with 34 convictions.
Right. And I so duly agree with you. But we look at how times are changing. I mean, just look at it. Just take a step back and look at it. We glorify people that get off with crimes. Everybody was cheering for Young Thug, and we were happy when he
I wasn't. Absolutely not.
But I'm not gonna, gonna lie about it. I was happy, like he beat it. It's not too often you see somebody beat some RICO charges, so I was happy with that.
I don't know how to feel about that, because I feel like if he was beating it for the right reason, if he was beating it because he absolutely didn't do these things and he absolutely wasn't involved in any of this, or he wasn't the person who spearheaded it, okay, yeah, yes, good for him. He absolutely beat it.
Right.
Like, yes, yeah, that rarely happens. But I feel like if there was any way that you had anything to do with any of that, wow. Wow. And I don't know that everybody was cheering. I wouldn't say he completely got away with it, because his probation is probably the strictest thing I've ever seen in my life. As far as this man is a person who produces music for a living that absolutely talks about a lifestyle that he is now banned from talking about.
Right.
So his music is censored in a sense.
Very true.
Meaning that let's say, and his terms are very vague, meaning that he can't talk about gangs or throw up gang signs, and there's other questions, because what if he throw up a sign that's not a gang sign and they deem it as a gang sign, and what about that? Do that count?
No, it shouldn't count.
Will he have to write all of his lyrics out and submit them to the probation officer so that he can make sure? I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Because the terms are so vague and they hold black men to a different standard.
They do. But black men with money gets another different standard. So, he gets to travel for his job. Well, he's an entertainer. That's all he does is travel. 15 years probation and you still get to do your job? I don't know.
I mean, as he should. But it's not that he just gets to travel, because he has to submit a whole bunch of paperwork. Where you going? Who you going to be with?
Absolutely.
Times. You better be back at this date, at this time. And guess what? As soon as he step off that plane, he go and get drug tested, because it's random drug tests for him.
Oh, I believe that. And I believe they're going to hold him.
I'm just saying, this right here, this is something, even though you are a performer and that's your job, and they can't restrict him as far as that, traveling for his job, because that's what he was doing before he got arrested. But man, look at all the stipulations that's going to be around just doing that.
Right.
At the end of the day, with everything you're going to have to be subjected to, do you really feel like doing it?
No, but he'll have people to take care of all that paperwork and stuff for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not concerned about the paperwork. I'm more concerned about he got to go there. He have to come straight back. As soon as he step off that plane, he going to get that drug test.
And I agree with you, but when you talk about people like Young Thug, when you talk about Kwame, who Donald Trump pardoned, when you talk about Big Meech, who just got out, and you're saying felons are bad people, and then I look at this and it says Trump won Florida by 113 votes. In Miami, 379 blacks didn't vote.
Let me preface this. I don't feel like felons are bad people. I absolutely don't. But I feel like they're bad people when they're not remorseful for what they did and they come back out here and continue that same activity.
And I agree with you on that. But
Donald Trump never apologized to that woman that he defamed, and she won that $89 million. No, in fact, he ran for president so he wouldn't have to pay that lady, because now he has president.
They're not talking about that.
So I feel like, I don't feel that felons are bad people. I really don't. But when you do get convicted, should there not be a time of repentance in public where you have to show the public that you are a changed person?
You know, I guess I feel a little bit different about that. Is if I do my time, then I've done my time. I shouldn't have to prove anything to anybody else. And but I agree with you what you're saying about Donald Trump. Like, it's a difference because he's not remorseful for anything. He's not the average felon that's had the time to go to jail and change his life. That's not what he does. He doesn't feel remorseful for anything. He does, it's like, hey, I didn't do any of that. That's his take on everything. But they made him the question was like, what did the Harris campaign do wrong? And in my opinion, I felt like they focused so much on he's a felon, he's a felon, he's a felon, he's a felon. You drove a lot of Black people away. Black people in these urban areas that you really needed to put you over the top. I mean, it's example after example after example of Black people just didn't vote. I've had numerous amount, of Black men all over the country. They, calling into the show, the inboxing me saying that, we felt like we didn't have any input. They were focusing on abortion rights for women. They kind of left out. They feel left out. The Black man.
Right.
So.
Wow. Well, let's move to, because this is going to be interesting. I love this conversation already. You guys get in the comments and give us your thoughts so I can put them up and let the people know. We want to make sure that we're keeping the conversation going both ways. Some use the time out to use the system that put them in there to get over on it when they get out. That's a thought.
Yeah.
That's a thought.
And
also, let me say this. And Hispanic males got attention. And you know why? Because when they come over here and they start dealing with trying to become U.S. citizens, lots of people in the government that they're dealing with are Republicans. And because they don't speak English, who's shaping their thought?
Right.
The caseworker, the person that's helping them, the person that is making sure that they get this done, that done, checking on them, making sure that all their paperwork is in order.
Right.
They say Republicans say that they don't want immigrants here, but they use them.
Yes, cheap labor.
They absolutely use them for the vote too. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you a story about when I did the election night. Not only did I experience racism, I sat beside a lady. We worked the polls who was Hispanic and was a Republican. I wanted to ask her so bad why.
Right.
Because I don't really think they understand why. I think that somebody that helped them and gave them things, and they asked them, this is my first time to vote. I know vote. What should I do? And they like, oh, you should be a Republican. You look like a Republican to me.
But it's like, but they see him, as a lot of people. A lot of people do see him as a bad person, but I was watching a video where they were over in like Africa, like they were holding Trump signs. They were singing and cheering for him.
Listen, I have a viewer by the name of Tony Beauty who lives in the UK who absolutely said that all other people over there love Trump.
Yes.
All of them. I asked them why. Yes. Now, this is my feeling. Now, I feel like they love Trump over there because they're borderline under a dictatorship.
Right. That's what they know. That's what they're used to. Exactly.
And he says rogue things. He's now running for president, but he has 34 felony convictions. That's absolutely something glorified over there because they're like, wow, man, that's amazing.
Right.
Like, I don't know what system you working through, but you beating them. So I feel like That is why they like him. Now, my question is, yes, and they think that he gave them stimulus money when the stimulus money actually came from Obama. Anywho, don't get me started, child. Hey, Winky Wonder. How you doing, Winky Wonder? Uh-oh. Deborah, what you say? I'm gonna bite my tongue on this. I'm definitely seeing a sus entity evolving in the area. Oh wow. Oh, now Sister Taliba. Sister Taliba.
We got some Taliba tonight, child.
Taliba, I love you forever. Thank you for joining us. I think it has to do with morals. Black people typically have the same morals and religious beliefs as Republicans, in my opinion. So, Taliba, I'm not a Republican. I'm actually an independent. I actually vote really not based on any party lines. I vote based on my research. I'm a logical voter. But that came from my father. I was taught that way by him to vote. And we're Black, but I digress. Everyone in my family, I think typically votes Democrat, but that's only because, growing up, what did they tell you? Black people are Democrats.
Right. But I do agree with her in what she's saying, because when you think about that Christian, that beliefs that the Republicans hold, growing up in the Baptist church, been Baptist my whole life, I remember the preacher used to say, God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. We were always taught that was wrong. Two men that's just the devil. God frowns upon that.
Child, the devil been in the church since they founded it, because
Absolutely.
I mean,
but you see, it aligns up with
piano, LGBTQ on the drums, LGBTQ on the guitar,
absolutely
LGBTQ on praise and worship.
choir, all of that, armor bear, all of that.
We
I
gotta
get
start
it.
getting real. We gotta start being real.
I get it.
We
But they
absolutely have
still
to
got up
stop
there
that.
in that pulpit after that, the gay musician of music, minister of music, the gay choir director. I mean, everybody gay. And they still got up there and preached that sermon about it's wrong and it's frowned upon.
And first of all, let me just say that's not only in the Black church, it's in the white church too. I don't care what they try to tell you. It's
Well,
over
I'm
there
just
too.
talking about my experience,
Yeah,
It's
no,
my
I'm just saying, just in general, just for the people so they can, it's over there too.
Mhm.
The Hillsong people prove that.
Mhm. And then
If you
abortion.
didn't watch that documentary, go watch it.
And then abortion, coming up, you didn't want to get pregnant. Your mom and daddy, mine they didn't believe in abortions. It's like, oh, you can't, you gotta run, you gotta go somewhere, you gotta take care of it. There were a large group of Black Republicans for Obama. Being educated about voting, you learn to cross party lines.
You got to learn that. We
That's
have to learn that. The part
Very
of
much
listen, I'm let the cat out the bag. The part of the reason why we wanted to have this conversation, because we wanted to have an honest conversation about why Donald Trump is in office again. For me, I think it was that thing that happened with Obama, where, and I don't know who started it, but whoever did was a genius. Came out and said Obama trying to tell Black men how to vote. That started a whole big old tizzy with the Black men. And so that's when I saw a lot of people talking about, listen, do me a favor. Y'all go over to Minion with Opinions page and look at his video called Republic Black Man.
Republic Black.
You're gonna find out a whole lot about that. I'm gonna find it. Maybe we'll play a little bit of it while we on here. But go over there and look at that. And I think that really started the whole conversation about what is the disappointment with the Democratic Party. And when that conversation began to happen, it began to expose a whole bunch of problems within the Democratic Party. And do that before an election, and what's going to happen? What happened? I'm a
love
Christian white woman married to a Christian Mexican man. I grew up mostly Baptist, but I 100% vote on integrity and topics, and my husband votes straight Republican. See that?
Wow. See?
I love that. Wink
Yeah.
and wonder. I knew you was a sister. I knew it. I mean, my wife was a sister.
Right,
I knew
right.
it. But this is what I'm talking about. You know, we have to stop that. We have to stop voting. Oh, my mom and dad was Democratic, and everybody in the family just been voting Democratic. So that's all I know.
Right. You got to break the cycle. You must break the cycle. We got to get out of that. I felt like they pushed Project 2025 down our throats like it was a ghost, like you say it 3 times, it's going to appear. It's been here. And Project 2025 has been in effect since the Reagan administration.
Now I feel like, and it has, and I feel like, and every year it's been looked at but not touched. The first year that it was touched was when Donald Trump got in office, and the Heritage Foundation began to revise it. Now, I don't think that you have to be afraid of Project 2025. Like for me, I'm going to get up every morning, brush my teeth, wash my face, wash my ass, put my clothes on, and do what I've been doing. Every president that's been in office since I've been alive.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I absolutely don't depend on what is happening in this government to sustain me. You better have contact with some sort of higher power for that.
Right.
But that's your business. So I don't think you have to be afraid of, but should you be knowledgeable about what it contains? Absolutely. I'm gonna put up an article. Let me switch since we're talking about Project 2025. So with all of that being said, oh man, I forgot it won't open. Let me see if it'll open on here. With that being said, hold on. I got so many articles that I want to discuss. We're going to talk about this one first.
Okay.
So in Project 2025, there are lots of things mentioned. Look at this. Superintendent Walters prepares Oklahoma schools for the elimination of the U.S. Department of Education. This is the man. This is what he said. President-elect Donald Trump campaigned on the elimination of the U.S. Department of Education. Now, State Superintendent Ryan Walters is enthusiastically preparing Oklahoma schools for just that. A memo was sent to superintendents across the state on Thursday. This is the memo that he sent. The federal government has hijacked our education system, using taxpayer dollars to impose harmful policies and control what is taught in our schools. And somebody tried to absolutely tell me that Donald Trump didn't have anything to do with Project 2025. Although his name is mentioned 325 times in Project 25.
Yeah, he definitely lied when he said that he didn't have no knowledge of it. I remember when he said that at one of his rallies.
Now, let's talk about the implications of getting rid of the U.S. Department of Education. What do they do? What does the U.S. Department of Education do?
Speaking from Flint, nothing.
Okay.
We already have a whole community. We don't even, in the Black side of town, we have no elementary schools. This has already affected us.
Well, let me come back from the dark side. In the rest of the world,
No, we're already dealing with that now.
No offense, but so let's look at this. What does that mean? That means that these racist states that don't want you in, are going to be able to control what your children are learning.
Very much so. Very much so.
You think they're not learning about Black history now? They're not going. It's going to be like we didn't exist, like we contributed nothing to this country. If this man get his way in Oklahoma, y'all better watch this man.
But Christmas, I see this as a blessing. I see that maybe some things have to happen so that we won't have to just depend on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like we should have our own schools. We should be teaching our children our history. We should be funding and supporting the HBCUs and not making other people rich. You know, it's time for a change. This system wasn't designed for us.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I absolutely do. I feel like, how can we do that without anyone falling through the cracks? Single mothers, especially. Do I think that this system that we have now is flawed? Yes, all of the systems we have now are flawed.
Right.
But we can't live in a world with no systems. I homeschool my kids. So, you know, not saying that I'm not worried about this. I'm absolutely concerned about this because this doesn't just extend to K through 12. This could go to college funding. It's so many, they could take out African American studies in the colleges that's in their state. They could absolutely get rid of all types of industries that Blacks mainly like to go in. Music industry. You know, teaching is a toss-up, you know, because, you know, right now people are steering away from teaching because, you know, it's just so difficult in the school systems right now.
Don't you feel like we should keep this way we could, if we push more towards our Black colleges and universities, we can keep our own Black daughters within our own communities. Like, this is what things that we've been talking about for years, but we just won't.
I wish that could happen. If they take away this U.S. education department right now and we're not united, we are the ones that's going to lose.
Absolutely.
And right now, we can't even come together and get rid of a corrupt mayor.
Right.
A corrupt state senator.
But that's why these conversations like this need to happen all over the world. They need to happen all in different sectors of every community.
They absolutely do. On the radio, on YouTube.
They don't want to address the real issue, the real problems. People don't like to hear that.
Right, because what I'm saying is we would have to fund ourselves. Think about that.
Well, we could do that.
Yeah. The people that is on board gonna be on board. But the people that's on board, we gonna end up funding other people that ain't contributing. We already know this.
Petty Fish, I understand. He said, I dare anyone to name 3 Black-owned banks or credit unions. I understand.
And you know why? Let's be honest about why. Because typically we're bad with money. We looking at a super mayor down here over here in Illinois that is absolutely.
Yes, congratulations on that.
I just noticed. Yes. Oh my God, forget that.
Congratulations.
Yes, I'm absolutely monetized. This channel is now brought to you by the monetization of All in the Queue. Yes, I'm monetized. Memberships will be coming soon. I also absolutely will be putting up a store where you can buy All in the Queue merchandise. And let me tell you who is going to be providing that, because I love this lady with all my heart. She is a Dalton resident. I absolutely am going to put my money back into a Black-owned business and absolutely back into Dalton because they need it there. And so I will be bringing you merchandise by All in the Queue, brought to you by Uniquely Moore's Custom Designs.
Congratulations, Doc.
Thank you. And so I will be designing this weekend. That's why I got to try to lay low and be quiet because I got lots of work to do. because I need to start designing my stuff. So you need to confusion merch. Yes, I'm gonna be having stuff like absolutely not, because that's one of my saying. Absolutely not. And who gonna mitigate me? Okay. So yeah, we absolutely about to go in on the merch.
The church building. You wait a minute, you're going too fast. You got to go back up to Miss Wisdom.
Oh,
I got the whole conversation by
church
itself.
building gonna join in this issue. The buildings are empty during this week. And you know what? It would absolutely be great if we could unite, as we couldn't even unite to get Kamala elected.
Facts.
I'm just saying. I understand what you're saying, Winters. We do need our own. We do need to be supporting ourselves, and that comes with funding, though, and money. But we can't even
have the money. Can you imagine if we withdrew our money from Black Friday? They would be traumatized.
Listen, the thing is, we have to come together to do it. This is the part that I be trying to get people to understand. We are the ones with all the ideas. Right. But when it comes to executing them, we are horrible.
Right.
Absolutely and positively horrible.
But we have been conditioned like that over the years to think that we need somebody else to lead us. And we don't. We don't need anybody else to lead us. We are leaders. We were born leaders. We were leaders before we got here. Look around, everything. You know what I'm saying? The Black people just couldn't get the patents for the stuff. We can do it.
I absolutely love this. I absolutely love including, empty church buildings because they're empty during the day. Absolutely love that idea. My thing is, like I just said, we can't even come together. Oh, that is the question. Let's go to that. Winters asked me a question. Well, I don't know if I think you might have asked it on 810. Why didn't America want a Black woman as president?
Yes, the question was, do you think America is ready for a Black woman president?
Yes, that part.
I mean, they were not ready for Hillary Clinton. Now, if we would have had this conversation, I felt like, they knew Joe was shaky. And then they started pushing her down our throats. And to me, it felt like she was doing this campaign on how Black she could be. I didn't like that. I washed greens in the bathtub. What?
I didn't like her using the sorority as a prop up either, because I'm not a part of a sorority.
Right. The Chucks and Felons movement.
Yeah,
it's beautiful, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I did not agree with that. I never agree when you make a personal choice to use it as a platform to who are you gathering? Right. You can't gather everybody under that umbrella, because I'm not under that umbrella.
Exactly. And that's the part that I was getting at, because when you're doing the Chucks and Pearls movement and you're talking about cooking, you are strictly going for that Black woman. And we're talking about the Black males.
And first of all, don't talk about washing greens. Because for me, I feel like that's some sort of
right. Like you trying to prove I wash greens. Right.
So I don't think that it was that they were not ready for a Black woman president, right? I just don't think she was the right Black woman. There were so many questions about, is she Black? Somebody said she Irish and this and that. And I'm like, I don't care about none of that. I just don't think really that she was the right Black woman. Because, baby, listen, let me tell you something. The way I would have got behind Michelle Obama.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, Michelle.
would
think
have been absolutely insane.
absolutely it would have been.
Let me read some of these comments because now, girl, now the people talking.
They talking now, right?
Talking.
They
What
talking
the
now.
people saying? We are too busy stepping on one another to get power, likes, clicks, popularity, and trying to be the one as opposed to helping each other. Come on, Lady Roberts.
Yeah.
You better preach up in here. Okay, girl, you got me in the amen corner. I'm like,
Yeah.
what would have been a better choice for Democratic president pick?
Michelle Obama.
The way I would have got behind her would have been insane. Poise, grace,
Yes.
down to earth. The way she used to sneak out of the White House to go to Target was so funny to me.
Yes.
With her baseball cap on and her naps out.
Mhm.
And people, she absolutely thought nobody was gonna recognize her, and that person would be at the cash register and be like, "That's Michelle Obama."
Right.
But she would slip out of the White House and do her own shopping.
Mhm.
Babe, please. The way that the country would have got behind her, because she absolutely knows how to connect with everyone.
Yes.
She wouldn't have chose. She would have said, "Oh no, I'm not doing it."
Right. She
She
wouldn't
would
have told
be
no
like,
stories about I washed greens.
"Thank you."
Like you can look at me and tell I washed greens, baby.
I'm gonna say this, and y'all gonna get mad. I wash greens while I'm married to a Jewish man.
We eat greens. Like what? Why? Why are we
Don't get it
talking about that?
twisted. Super producer gave her vote to Kamala
Right.
because I didn't want to split the vote. You know what I'm saying? I wanted there to be a clear, I ain't want to split no votes. I didn't want to give do an off vote and take a chance that off vote kicked her. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to do that. 6 major wealthy Black players in the U.S. only can sponsor our banks and topple the top 5 Fortune 500 companies. But if we asked Africa to help, we could be the number 1 financial institute.
Yes, that's very true.
Petty Fish, this is the first time I'm seeing you, type a little bit long like that. Okay, now. Petty Fish said I was giving Jessica Rabbit and Betty Boop. Come on. Let's see what Sister Taliba says. I think so, but she has to be a sincere Black woman with a record of standing on righteous for all communities. I don't think Harris fits the description. She has done harm as a prosecutor.
Mhm.
I mean, she did her job. Now, I can't be mad at her for doing her job because she got paid to do a job and she did it. We can't be mad that she did her job well. But I absolutely think she was not the right Black woman. I don't think it was about the country is not ready for a Black woman. She just was not the right one.
Okay. I still think they weren't ready. I think I'm not going to say Black woman. Let me correct that. I'm going to say woman.
Okay.
A lot of men have problems with women in leadership.
Do they though?
Yes, they do.
You think that?
My boss, who was a doctor, he looked at me in my eyes when Hillary Clinton was running against Trump, and he told me, he said, I usually vote Democrat, but I just couldn't see a woman being president because you all are too emotional. That was his statement.
For me, this would have made history. Okay. And I keep telling people, not only do you have to think about the small picture, which is the United States, you also have to think about the large picture, which is the world. The United States is seen as a superpower. And if any country, there are loads of countries who have stipulations about women in leadership or women, leading, period.
Mm-hmm.
So would that have affected our relationships overseas? Any? We get lots of things imported. Not that we need to, because like you said, we can build, make, grow anything we want.
Right.
So, I think that those were a lot of things that other people were thinking about too. Not just, okay, if we're okay with it over here in the United States, but right now there's a whole bunch of unrest in foreign countries. If we were to be attacked, what if we were to be attacked because we elected a woman president? Is this the time? See, for me, is it the right person and is it the right time? There is a timing to everything. Barack Obama was the first black president, number what? 45. No? 40,
44,
40 something.
44, I think.
Let me see
No,
what somebody tell me in the
44?
comments. Somebody tell me in the comments.
Was it 44? I think it was 44 because they used to call Trump 45.
Yes. Okay. And a lot of people didn't consider her a black woman. I think she intentionally committed racial fraud against the black community. She played on the emotions of the black community. Now, I do think she played on the emotions. I didn't like that at all. I definitely feel like she could have had the U.S. female vote. Okay, that's a thought. Michelle Obama doesn't say what people want to hear. She say what people need to hear. That part. And I think that's why she would have been better received and respected. And I'm sure that they asked her. I promise you, I know they asked her. And she probably said, child,
I don't want to do that.
I'm trying to calm down from when Barack was on
Right,
there.
I'm good. I'm good, baby.
Life. I want to go to Target. I want to mind my business.
Right.
I don't want none of that.
Right.
We're not that bad, though. No, they weren't. Let's see. Supporting genocide and allowing pushing our children to transition genders. Wow. I feel like there are a lot of agendas in this country. Nobody's going to be pushing an agenda that you like fully, if that makes sense. You're going to have to pick and choose. But at the same time, as Winters told you, these Baptist churches and these churches have been full of, y'all been accepting LGBTQ and transgender people for years. Right. Let's not playing with that.
Right.
But let's just stop bringing that into the conversation. For me, that's a side distraction. Because let's just deal with the people.
Yeah, I think a lot of older people think like my boss as well.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, there's a lot of old rhetoric still out here. There are a lot of countries with female presidents or equivalents too. I just don't know how the other countries view them because of that. You see what I'm saying? It's just so much unrest over in these foreign countries right now. I'm just not sure that was the move at this moment. My family in Australia were embarrassed for us here regarding Trump running again.
Oh yeah.
Okay, some people was.
Yeah.
I don't think she played on emotions of black people at all. I believe blacks wanted her to scream black all the time. But the fact is that she was more than just black, as most of us are. I agree that could be part of it. I was saying I think Michelle O could have had the female vote. I was hoping she would have been Harris's VP, but Michelle is more press. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. She definitely not a number 2.
Definitely.
In any type of conversation.
And then I don't think Kamala showed us anything in these 4 years. Like she didn't really give us anything. We didn't see her.
First of all, I felt that was unfortunate that people were judging her based off that, because vice presidents don't do anything anyway. They never do anything because that's not their role. Their role is to support the president and whatever his agenda is, and that's what they do. They don't get to say.
They usually are pretty quiet, so I'll give you that one. Yeah, you're right about that.
They don't get to say, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that. They do what the president tells them to do. Whatever his agenda was, his platform was. That's what they push. That's what they're supposed to do. And so for me, she did that well. She was quiet. We didn't hear from her. She put all the men in jail in California, and she, went
But I go back to that. Like the time it was during the crack era and all of this stuff. It wasn't that many black men that.
For me, I agree that something needed to be done. Now we all up here mad because she put black men in jail and this 3-strike law came about before. Yeah, I mean, and they kept committing crimes.
Right.
So what was she supposed to do? I just want to know what was she supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
What would have been the answer when you had citizens that was law abiding looking to her for an answer?
Right. And we've had plenty of more DAs, prosecutors, that didn't send people to jail, more people than her. You know, it wasn't really that many if you really did your research and look at it. And people, they took that and they ran with it. A lot of people just ran with what they heard.
That cracked me up because I was just like, okay, well, what was she supposed to do? Y'all just supposed to keep going out there shooting up folks, robbing folks, killing folks. I mean, she was put in office to do exactly what she did.
Absolutely.
And she was good at it from what they say.
Right. Very good at
it. And listen, somebody said now she can go back to it.
Right.
So so for me, I told y'all what I felt like, voting Trump said, at least to the children. I feel like it's saying to America that we don't have any morals, that we will do whatever, whenever.
Mm-hmm.
I also felt like this man did not try to stop the insurrection on January 6th that happened
Not at all.
while he was in office.
Not at all.
What does that mean? For this man get up there and said, well, I told them to stop. What?
2 hours later.
Absolutely not. When they brought that paper across your desk and told you, hey, these people planning to come up here and riot. You should have said, oh, shut this mother down. Go on, bring out the National Guard, get everybody in place.
But
Because I ain't finna have that.
Right.
That's not what he did, though.
Nope.
He sat by and watched for hours and hours as those people were finally able to push through that door and scare everyone in there.
Right. That is a scary thought. Like if he gets pissed off one day and he causes some type of civil unrest in this country, that is something to think about, because he is crazy enough to do that, and we know he will, because he said if I didn't win, there would be bloodshed.
I feel like y'all are not willing to look at. I think most of people were not willing to look at that. With that being said, I want to put this up and have us talk about this. FBI investigates death of a black man found hanging in Alabama. For me, I felt like if he's not going to stop an insurrection that happened January 6th by what they call them boys.
The Proud Boys.
Yeah. If he was not going to stop that, you think he going to do something about this?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've never heard him say anything about crime unless he was referring to the Venezuelan gangs or the Haitians,
eating cats and dogs.
Right. Like I've never heard him address the crime issue in urban areas across the country. Not at all. And that is something else that's big that he should have a plan for. His plan probably would be just calling the Marshall Guard in and have them shoot people on sight, but he doesn't.
And they don't distinguish. You see what I'm saying? They don't distinguish.
Right.
So if he didn't do anything about that, do y'all think? See, let me put my face back on the screen, because I'm whole confusion. That's another reason why he didn't get my vote, because I felt like he absolutely does not care about Black people as a whole. Right. While he was parading us around,
police.
Huh?
I said, wasn't he screaming defund the police?
While he was parading us around and going to our churches and things like that. And I felt outraged because I felt like when he went to Alabama, somebody in Alabama should have asked him, what you gonna do about these men that they finding hanging from these trees? Trump? I mean, nobody don't care about that.
No. Usually when something happens like that, people don't care until it knocks at their door.
Okay,
We
well,
have conversations about that a lot. And then
that right there. If black men are an endangered species, that right there concerns me. That he absolutely allowed that, and now more and more these types of things are happening.
You're correct. I mean, you think about not only that, just the burning of the ballot boxes. Like he never addressed that. Before the election, it's just a lot of things that he hasn't touched on, or I don't think he will. Like I don't think it really bothers him and affects him. You see what I'm saying? Like that's not the world that he comes from, so he wouldn't be able to relate to anything like that.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna listen. I could go on, but we're gonna go and talk about this because I absolutely have a question because I didn't hear him talk about anything. Ukraine Zelensky congratulates Trump on victory after president-elect vows to stop wars. Make sense to me how? Tell me what power he have. I mean, this Harry Potter, his nephew.
Well, we do have a lot of factories in the U.S. that do make parts for these weapons. He could call for them to stop making the parts. He could quit.
He'll never do it because indirectly his family is receiving money. I guarantee you they own one of them plants and so forth and so on.
I 150% agree with you. But
why aren't we asking the Biden-Harris administration? This is happening on their watch. A lot of things didn't really come to a head until this man said he was going to run for re-election. Then I started seeing more. Now, this is just personally me because I watch the media, I watch the news. And I feel like a lot of this happened during when he was president and wasn't talked about, especially not in the media.
Right.
When he resurfaced and said he was going to run for president again. And truth be told, this has happened under every president's watch. My question was, do you think he's going to address it since he's saying he's going to come and do something about all these things? He said in that commercial, Kamala screwed it up. He going to fix it. I'm telling you that as the president, he has no power other than veto power. So how is he going to fix something? It's your local representatives that have the power that you should be watching, that you really should be investigating. Because the president has no power other than veto power.
I feel like for us here in Flint, it's hard for me to concentrate on what's going on in Washington, D.C. when we have so much corruption right here. We've been through Trump before. We've been through Obama. We've been through Harris, and our water is still dirty. So pretty much, none of them has helped enhance the quality of life here for the residents of the city of Flint.
No, I didn't hear that, Deborah Luna. I'm going to have to find that. But yeah, these are just some concerns that I have. Not that I didn't have them under the Biden-Harris administration. They just weren't as many as there were under the Trump administration when he was in office. Go back and check. and now resurfacing again since all of the, for me, the Proud Boys and the January 6th uh cases are now in court, and those people are now beginning to get sentenced to jail time.
I mean, well, it makes you ask the question to yourself: well, what are our leaders in D.C. doing? Where's our National Democratic Black Caucus? Where are the black leaders on the Hill in D.C.? How come they're not fighting to get us a black hate crime bill? You know, why don't we have something like that in place?
Deborah Luna says there's a peaceful protest at the state police department tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. For the young man that was killed as he was running away from the police.
That's the one that got shot in the back? That's the one she was talking about?
Yep.
Just, those are just my questions. I don't know that we have dealt with these heightened racial interactions. I know, like I said, during Trump's first administration, there was absolutely a whole bunch of racial unrest.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Joe in. We were so glad we got Joe in because the racial unrest died down somewhat. You know,
I think it intensified a little bit too, and it died down, but then it intensified because he came back and he hyped them up, and I'm coming back, and he did.
And for me, I'm telling you right now, this absolutely was not, he came back because he absolutely thought he was going to be president. I feel like he came back strictly to get the bag, the campaign contributions, because with all this litigation that he was in, all these convictions, he was broke.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's going to have presidential immunity from prosecution.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever campaign funds not used after he paid taxes, they belong to him.
And we know he don't like to pay taxes, though, child.
As the president, he have immunity, so
he'll get rid of the IRS. I mean, which I would.
We don't know.
I'm just saying, he could do that. It would hurt my feelings.
Right, that could absolutely be something that he tried to do. Do he have a plan for this inflation? I didn't hear none of that. For me, I really didn't hear no plans from either one of them because they spent so much time talking about each other, what each other was not. She not black. He not doing nothing but talking about cats and dogs being eaten, which is absolutely untrue. He don't care about women reproduction. You see what I'm saying? Right. They spent a whole bunch of time slinging mud on each other and didn't tell us really anything.
No. So then you get a whole group of people who say, I'm not voting for neither one of them. They're not going to do shit.
I absolutely knew a lot of people. Listen, I told y'all when I was at, maybe y'all didn't watch my video, but when I was at that voter, doing the election judge, he said, lots of people turned around and said, do I have to vote for anybody? You know what I told them? That's your ballot.
Right.
You don't have to do anything. Vote the way you want to vote and put your thing in there. When they say you left something blank, tell it I know and keep on moving.
Right. Right.
Okay. This part right here, don't threaten me with a good time by IRS. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Like, look, I'll be like, ooh,
they get rid of the IRS. That he can listen. He can get rid of that credit company too. Go on, take TransUnion, Equifax, and all them. You can take them too.
Yeah, I'll vote for him forever too for this. He get rid of them.
I'll be just like this. Trump, when I come through.
No, that's right. We all be weird.
Okay.
We all be high credit great again.
Okay, we be all high stepping.
Right.
His plan, his name is Tiffany Henry, to steal, kill, and destroy. I'm done with you, Lady Roberts. That's hilarious. Winter said there should be a black hate crime bill. Has that been proposed recently? Surely it would get support with all of the exposure from the social media. No more hiding. I think there was some sort of George Floyd bill, and I don't know if it got passed. His uncle was here doing a town talk. I have somebody who can contact him, and I'll find out for y'all and let you know.
Okay.
I am upset at the women. I can't understand why they would vote for a convicted rapist and racist. Child. That self-hate, they ain't never get healed. I don't understand. But, you know, I just don't even know what to say. I like I said, there also was a report about after Trump got elected, a whole bunch of racist text messages went out in the states of Tennessee, North Carolina.
Michigan.
I think there was like 3 other states. I don't remember.
Michigan. Every
Yeah.
six.
Was there?
Yep. I seen where they were posting on the Michigan crime page.
Yeah, and see, these are the things that I'm talking about. I want to know, do y'all believe this man can stop the wars?
Absolutely.
Huh?
I don't think he can. I don't think he has the power to do that.
First of all, it ain't our war. You ain't got no business over there putting your mouth somewhere that ain't have nothing to do with us. Don't have anything to do with us. Nothing. Right. For me, I feel like he shouldn't have even made a comment on it because you can't deliver.
Right.
You definitely can't deliver. So, you know.
No, that's right. Don't mess with the Social Security, child. You can touch anything else. Leave the Social Security alone.
Okay, child. Because listen, my kids got to get their checks. Yeah, please don't play with his checks. Yeah, I mean, man, the next time we do but for real, when we do our regular show, I got some stuff.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Crazy. I'm so absolutely glad that we had. Did we get everything out that we wanted to talk about?
I think we had a good discussion, and it's a start, and we should periodically do something like this just to bring it back.
Yes, and the main thing I want to tell y'all is we have to stop lying. You gonna learn. Where my man at? Let me play something for y'all. Let me play something for y'all because this. I know my mind is in the chat going crazy because I'm getting ready to play something and they get ready to crack up. Let me see. Did I take it out of here? I might have took it out of here. Here you go.
You're gonna learn about that lying. You're gonna learn about that lying. You're gonna learn about that lying.
I like that.
Okay. Okay, yes, please rewind, Shanita. Shanita, I will call you tomorrow. Let me know what a good time is to call you. Okay, you're gonna learn about that line. Okay. What we absolutely need to do is stop lying. Stop lying to ourselves. Stop lying to each other. And stop lying about our situations.
Right.
You gotta first be able to be honest with yourself before you can start thinking about choosing somebody to represent you in government.
Absolutely.
You just have to be honest. We need to start being honest with ourselves. Black people are not good with money. Black people do not stick together. I don't care what the cause is. It's always going to be some type of unrest. We need to find out why we are unrested with each other. Why? Why do we not like each other so much that we cannot come together and do what Winter said? Absolutely, we have the money. Look at the football players. All the black millionaire football players. All the basketball players. Absolutely, there should be some way that we could come together and do this. But when it comes down to it,
we can't do it.
We always jumping ship on each other. We need to find out why. We need to talk about it. Anytime you off, okay, Shanita, we need to talk about it. Because absolutely not. If you can't lead your home, you ain't leading me.
Right. But
I'm just saying.
Again, I truly believe it's a mindset. It's how we've been conditioned over the years.
Yeah. And Shanita, this part, we were taught division.
Exactly. It's been passed now.
And we do not. Oh, Wink and Wanda, thank you. Stop for a super chat. Thank you. Yes, and some black people do have the pick me syndrome. I don't know why we feel like we have to insert ourselves in everything. We got to be at the forefront of everything. We can't be backing up. like, once it's you run in 2026 and I'm gonna back you up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I could just let you be great. I can let you be great. Yes, Shanita, I'm monetized. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. And merchandise will absolutely be coming to you all via Uniquely Moore's custom designs. I will be setting up a store where you all can get cups, t-shirts with my favorite sayings that I say. Absolutely not. Who gonna mitigate me? Absolutely. You'll be able to get that. Okay, coming soon. But yes, my page is monetized. Thank you so much. Listen, I ain't even worried about that. I'm sitting up here trying to have a conversation with the people, child. But yeah, so I absolutely feel like that we need to start being honest with ourselves about us not being able to support us, and we need to do something about it. Oh, thank you, Shanita. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we need to do something about that. I absolutely feel like we did not have, yes, please hit the thumbs up, the like, share, all of that. We did not have enough Black candidates to choose from for president.
They didn't even give us anything.
I feel like, as women, we don't always have to be at the forefront. We absolutely need to support our Black men.
Right.
So, yeah.
You getting the super stickers. Get them, girl.
Oh my God. Listen, y'all time coming. I'm going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen.
I believe in you.
Oh, yeah. We're going to make it happen. Why? You know why? Because I don't have to be the only one. I don't have that mentality.
Yes, I know you don't.
Yeah. And for me, like I said, I'm out here trying to get along with everybody. And if I can't get along with you, I'm going to stay away from you. And I'm absolutely not going to, I'm going to move around. That's what I'm going to do. Because I feel like we should not be going against each other.
That's right, man.
We should be creating peace between each other. And if we can't create peace between each other, we should say, okay, you stay over there, I'm going to stay over here. But that is what I'm talking about. That part is what I'm talking about. Why can't we? Why do we have to always be at odds with one another?
Right.
We need to get that figured out. We need to get it figured out. We do. Because I feel like this thing that Winter's proposed, that's where it's at. Because I already homeschool my kids. If I absolutely had a place that was like, they'd be like, okay, you only need to pay $150 and bring your kids here, and this way you can bring them for school. And because everybody is pooling money together in here, then we're going to make sure that everybody's little schooling get paid.
Right. And we can do that.
Right.
We just have to start. So somebody just has to take a leap of faith and start.
Yes. We see your heart. That's why your channel has grown so fast. You support and you listen. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, y'all go over there, like, share, and subscribe to the 810 News Media Group for Flint, because they absolutely are the news in Flint.
Thank you so much.
They are the news in Flint. If you want to know what's going on with Flint, you go over there to 810 News Media Group. You're going to see some big things coming from them and the super producer in the next coming weeks, months. These are my people.
We a family.
Yes, and I don't rock with everybody.
We are a family.
Members are coming soon. I have 2 levels of members. I think I called the first level the QTs, and the second level is the Q experts. And so we'll be doing some things privately in the Q experts community that we won't be doing in the QTs. So choose wisely.
Nope.
We absolutely going to start having some private conversations with some people that I want to interview and bring to the channel that we're not going to have out here. We're going to get our Tasha K on. We're going to have some private, then we'll release it to the other folks later.
Right. I know that's right.
Okay, we'll do that later. But yeah, and y'all look out for the 810 News Media Group. Look out for some new shows coming from All in the Queue. Will be one show called Family Drama. We're gonna have another show called Sister Circle. You stay on because I need to ask you something. But we're gonna have Sister Circle, and then we're coming with the health show. We're gonna do a myth busting health show with this lady right here, this wonderful soul here, who is a registered nurse. And so we're going to do some myth busting because I feel like the African American community need to stop with these fake things that ain't real. Ginger ale is not a healing balm for everyone.
Use a lot. Use a no, but for real, yes, it is.
I think I got heartburn. Get a ginger ale.
Ginger ale. I got a headache. Get a ginger ale.
You just need to
get a
person
ginger
having a whole heart attack.
Get a ginger ale.
Person have a whole heart attack. Y'all tell them drink ginger ale. We're not finna do it. We're not finna do it.
It works.
So we're gonna have this lovely young lady come to the platform and we're gonna start myth busting. There's also a doctor that I'm gonna invite, Dr. Sarah. She's like the media health expert. I'm gonna try to get her to come on the platform as well to help me with some blasphemy super. I'm gonna try to get her to come on the platform and help us bust some myths and stuff and talk about a few things. I'm gonna try. I have reached out to her, and I will. Hopefully, she'll reach back out, and then, we'll get it together with Shanita. We're gonna get this show going because I feel like it's needed. We absolutely need to start thinking about our health in the next coming months and weeks. Because President-elect Trump will be taking office. And there's nothing that he's going to be able to do for the first couple of days. My thing is, and I'm going to say that this is the last thing, Kamala and Biden need to get in that office and start making executive orders ASAP. They need to start making executive orders about certain things ASAP because those things he won't be able to mess up or remove, and they'll be in effect.
Absolutely.
Whatever it is we need funding. Flint need their water fixed. They absolutely need to be putting pressure on that office.
Oh man, I've been screaming that all week long.
First of all, listen to me, Biden Harris, if you listening. Don't send them fools no money. Y'all send the people to fix the water.
That's it.
And say, no, send us the bill. Don't send them the money because you see what they did with their money. Absolutely not.
You better send somebody else in.
Right. And see, this is why I said we're not good with money. We got to start being honest with ourselves.
Right.
We correct those things. And once we correct those things, I think we can come together and do what Winter said. But anyhow, that's just my thoughts. Okay, y'all, this was a beautiful No But For Real show. I think I love this one. Not as much as I love our regular show because that show takes me out.
Right, but I love this. I loved this tonight. This is
this was a great talk. This was a great honest talk. I'm sure Mickey's gonna give us a few notes because he is the super snooty. He been snooty for a couple of weeks. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Oh, girl, you know how the men be. You know what I'm saying?
I do. But he probably gonna give us a couple of notes, and we'll take his notes. But y'all do it to it. Y'all have a good evening. It's 8:40 here in Illinois, and it's 9:40 wherever you at Eastern Standard Time. It's 5 something over there in PST. Listen, thank you. I love you guys. Thank you for all the super chats, everything. Thank you guys.
I'm dominant. Every time you think of me, your heartbeat is prominent. It's astounding how your rhythms be sounding. Ears just be pounding. I'm reigning supreme in all your dreams when you find it necessary to include me in your comments. I'm major. Every time you wake up, you sign it past my YouTube one pager. Yeah, I'm major. When you keep sending me a hey girl, I'm major procedures. My gifts and talents can't be repeated. I'm dominant. I'm significant. I'm relevant, I'm major.